Good morning, everybody. I thought I would show you today the start of my photo project. So I'm going to be doing week 1, which is on the Google Classroom document. It's also number 11 on the list. I'll just flip the screen really quick and show you guys what that looks like. So I'm going to be working with some images that I took from my garden yesterday afternoon, and I'm looking at the work of Fred Michael, which is that flower shot right there. And my goal is to kind of design some wallpaper patterns here. And this fits in with the art project as well, which that was the idea of patterning. And so this, I'm using patterns in nature here. And I'm gonna just show you my camera roll, and we're gonna see some editing options that I'm gonna be doing just inside the iPhone 8 camera roll that I have. Just some basic simple edits so you guys can kind of see how to up the brilliance. I already deleted the photos that weren't super strong. So I was looking for clarity of image, looking for leading lines. I was also looking for an interesting photographer's perspective, so something that might be unexpected. And I'm just gonna mess around with the colors and kind of see what happens today for that. So I was looking for interesting angles, bright colors, and practicing leading lines, as well as making sure that the images that I chose were super clear. So I'll just go ahead and cycle through these so you guys can see what's in bloom in my garden out back. Remembering angles, remembering that sometimes blurriness can be used to the photographer's advantage, making sure that you direct focus to a particular area of the photograph, changing perspective. This one I was laying down on the ground to get that harsh angle. Making sure that you have a singular focus for your photo, so really directing using angles and light to make sure that the viewer's eye goes where you would like it to go. Again, messing with angles, bugs perspective here. Making sure that I double tapped on the screen to refocus the lens as the shutter opened and closed to get a super clear image. And then introducing another element. So here I'm just using my hand to kind of make sure that the flower sticks out. I already did some editing to this, so I upped the brilliance, the saturation, and backed off the contrast a little bit just to make that flower really pop. And then the final image is this one. So I'm thinking that I will show you guys just some super simple edits, and I think I will start with this poppy here. So I'm just clicking on edit. Remember, on Google Classroom, if you guys would like to access those free apps, there are several there for you to practice editing if you want to use those. I'll also upload this into a Google Classroom slideshow, and you guys are welcome to edit on there if you would like to add your own. If you're going to do this, I figured that would be a little bit easier, especially for those of you that might not have slides on your personal device since we're not at school because of the closure. So here we go. I'm going to just see what auto edit looks like. It really brightens up the entire image. You can also go through and add filters on here. I don't think I would really like to use any of the filters. I want to make sure that this looks extra brilliant. So I'm actually going to leave off of the edit. I'm just going to edit by hand here. So exposure is how much light goes through the lens when you take the picture and how bright it is. So I'm gonna up that just a teensy bit here. What's nice about the editing tools on the iPhone is you can see exactly where it is on the photograph. So like where was the brilliance, where was the exposure when you're taking the image, and then you can kind of monkey around and up or down it from there, and it'll just kind of show you what this looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna back that off a little bit. Highlights, back off. Shadows 2. Contrast, I'm just going to up just a slight bit here. Brightness down a bit. So black point is the center of the shadow, where it's at its level 10 black on the grayscale. So I'm going to just up that a little bit too. Saturation, just a touch. Vibrance, also just a touch. Warmth is fine. I don't need to tint the image. I don't want to back it off. I don't need to. So noise reduction is the level of blurriness around the image. So I don't have any noise reduction here, so you can kind of see if I cycle all the way through to 100%. The only thing that it does is just takes away some of the texture of the flower, which I actually would like that to stay. So then I click done, and I'm good to go from there. So I'll just go through each of these, and you'll be able to see the finished slideshow up on Google Classroom. And hopefully you guys like what you see, and I can't wait to see what's blooming in your yard or what's blooming on your street. Hopefully you guys are getting out there and exercising. Okay, be well, and I will update the the Untangled pattern assignment for art soon. Remember, everything's optional. Check Google Classroom. Please ask if you have a question. I'm here to help you guys.